Yo, peace squad. Welcome back to the channel. It's your brother Ahmad with the Supreme Squad coming in with another news alert on this whole protest situation that's going on in Los Angeles with the National Guard and now the U.S. Marines. The president just gave a press conference about the last time he spoke with the Governor Newsom, and was letting them know, hey, either you are going to continue to allow them to tear up L.A. or we're going to come in and regulate. And that's exactly what his intentions are. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't blame him. And the reason why I don't blame him is because if LA was capable of regulating the situation themselves, it wouldn't be no need for the National Guard. It wouldn't be no need for the U.S. Marines to be deployed to California, Los Angeles, California, to keep this whole matter under control. But I'm going to let you hear what the president said, just in case if y'all didn't get a chance to see it. And yeah, I support it 100%. Let's go.
A day ago, called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death. If we didn't send out the National Guard, and last night we gave him a little additional help, you would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now. Los Angeles would be not a lot different than what you saw take place in California and Los Angeles just a little while ago. And, you know, you got to remember, we have the Olympics coming, and we don't want people looking at Los Angeles like it was, like it would have been. It would have been bad. Last night they had total control. If we didn't have the military in there, the National Guard, and then we also sent in some Marines, we had some bad people. We have people, they look in your face and they spit right in your face. They're animals. And these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid troublemakers. They're agitators. They're paid. Do you think somebody walks up to a curb and starts hammering pieces out, has all the equipment necessary, and starts handing it out to people to use as a weapon? These are paid insurrectionists or agitators or troublemakers. You can call it whatever you want. And we ended it, and we have in custody some very bad people. Some very bad people.
Mr. President.
Did you see the guy throwing the rocks at the police cars as they went by and crushing their windows and endangering our police? We're not going to let that happen, yeah.
Pardon me, Mr. President, on those Marines, Governor Newsom has described them as political pawns. I'm curious for your reaction to that and what you see as the Marines' role and what are their rules of engagement?
All I want is safety. I just want a safe area. We have, Los Angeles was under siege until we got there. The police were unable to handle it. You can speak to the chief. He said it on television 3 nights ago. He said, this is more than we can handle. They said that. And the LA police, I know a lot of the police in LA, they're good, they're great people, but they're given instructions not to do this, not to do that. But in this case, they were trying their best. They were not able to handle it. It was out of control. When we got there, and you have to remember, I've been here before, and I went right by every rule, and I waited for governors to say, send in the National Guard. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it, and they just wouldn't do it. It kept going on and on, got worse and worse. And in Minneapolis, that city was burning down. It was 7 days, and I said, I don't care. The governor, who's a governor that just happened to be running for vice president, a total, you talk about an incompetent governor, he's an incompetent person. That he was picked, well, I was actually very happy he was picked for other reasons. But this guy wouldn't call the National Guard. And we ultimately just sent in the National Guard. We stopped it. But that was after 7 days. And I said to myself, if that stuff happens again, we've got to make faster decisions because they don't want to do it. The radical left, it's usually radical left, and it's usually governors that are Democrat, and they don't want to call them in. They don't want to save lives. They don't want to save property. They don't want to call them in. I don't know what it is. We sent them in, not early, we sent them in late as far as I'm concerned. But big problems, as you know, 3 nights ago, big problems were ensuing. If we didn't send in the National Guard quickly, right now, Los Angeles would be burning to the ground.
The Marines is, a lot of people think, an escalatory step, though. These are guys who fight wars. Are you at all concerned that things could get out of hand with Marines?
When I see people throwing concrete into cars, when I see people, the kind of people that I saw on your network doing danger to the police and to the military and to the National Guard. No, it's okay. You know, you start running out of people when you have 2,000 people from a National Guard standpoint. We have a very big military, but the National Guard, they needed a little extra help, and we sent them a little, and we did a great job last night. We had, well, you had a lot of cars go up in smoke and flame, and you had a lot of bad scenes, but it was pretty minor by comparison. This morning it's very calm. We'll see what happens later. But they know if they go there, they're not going to get anywhere because we have the National Guard there. We backed it up with a number of Marines. Yeah.
Now listen, the National Guard should have been able to get it under control and hold it down. That's their role. That's their job. Deploying the U.S. Marines, I think that sets a whole nother precedence on the whole situation, because Marines are trained to kill in war, in the time of war. And this is just a simple protest. So you mean to tell me that the police department, along with the National Guard, could get this thing under control? I honestly believe that this whole U.S. Marines being deployed, even though they holding them back a little bit, the fact that their presence are there is almost like a test run. For a long time, for years now, they've been saying that the military have been training to start training to counteract domestic terrorism, man. And I think we're going into some scary times here in the near future. The fact that we're even talking about the Marines being on the ground in the United States of America, I think that's something that we really need to pay attention to. And I guarantee you that I'm going to be on top of this thing just so we can see how far this goes, report any type of casualties that's coming out of this whole immigration protest and situation. And I'm going to just try to bring y'all the news as soon as I can get it. But hey, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your brother Ahmad with the Supreme Squad. I appreciate the support. And until the next video. And at the end of the day, like I'm always saying, it's safe to say that right now, it ain't safe outside. Just be careful. Peace.